Hey guys, Sak here from SAKITECH, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the LG V60 ThinQ smartphone. And of course in this video we're going to be focusing on the dual screen capability of the LG V60. Now as you know, you have to go and you have to buy the LG dual screen separately so that you can actually have two screens side by side. Without the accessory, this is just one phone. And of course, that one phone looks just like this. When you buy this accessory, you just grab this phone, you dump it in here, all right, just like that, and it turns into a dual screen smartphone, which is absolutely fantastic. You just have to tap a button and tap on turn on dual screen, and boom, you've got two screens on the spot. So in this video, we're going to dive in and look at the capabilities of having a dual screen display. Now, obviously, I just showed you guys, the first thing that I want to talk about is as soon as you plug in the LG V60 into its dual screen accessory, you can tap on this button right here, and that button gives you a bunch of options that relate to the dual screen functionality. Now, obviously, when you first put it in, it's going to be turned off, okay? So you have to press that button, bring it up, press it up, and then tap on turn on dual screen, and that's going to turn on both of the displays, and immediately you're going to realize I can go in here and I can have one app on one side. So here's my app drawer that shows up on the dual screen by default. I'm going to tap on it. I can launch the calculator, and then on this side I can have anything else if I so desire, and I can multitask with ease on two 6.8-inch full screen displays, which is actually very convenient to have. And as you can see, both screens are independent of each other, even though you have an ability to combine both screens that we're going to be looking at in a second. And even though this is the most obvious thing, I think this is the best thing, best feature of the entire dual screen. You can do other things, but what I really like is just having two screens so I can do two different things on both of the screens. For example, I can be on a website right here, and as I'm doing something over here, let's say I'm doing something mathematical, I can do the calculation on the calculator right over here instead of switching between apps back and forth on one display. This just gives me a full view of both things. And of course, one more example, I can go to YouTube, obviously, and I can just watch a movie on this side. Let's just tap on this one right over here, and then I could be browsing the web. Let me kill the volume. I could be browsing the web over here as I'm watching a YouTube video here. And as I'm interacting with the display, I can tap this and I can swap the displays. So what I can do is I can say swap screen. So now YouTube comes over here and the Google Chrome goes to that side. So that button here is going to give you all that options. Also, what you can do is you can even put the main screen to sleep for any reason that you want. So right now the main screen has gone to sleep and this one is active. I can work on this one, no problem. And when I'm ready, I can just tap this to wake it up again. You can just swipe to end the deactivation of that one screen. Again, I have this button here. I can swap the screens. I can show the main screen on the dual screen, or I can show the dual screen on the main screen. So all kinds of swapping abilities are available in that little setting. Now, one more thing I'm going to show you guys. I am going to show you the wide view setting. Actually, let me show that to you right now. So let me put this down. Let me tap on wide view. So as you can see, the YouTube application has expanded and now it is available on both screens. Now it's a little hard to watch a video or play a game in this example because you have this big black bar right here. Now let me kill the volume real quick and play this video so you can see how it actually plays in the background. All right, it's not playing for some reason. There we go. So that's what the video is going to look like. Let me just skip this and see the actual video so we can see some color. So as you can see, the person's face is split in half. Even though whatever ends right here begins right here, no problem. But that's the wide view option. You can always go back to normal view. It's going to shift over to the main screen and you can continue doing the multitasking. So wide view is great, but it's nothing special as you can see. Now, one really cool thing about this whole dual screen setup is the fact that you can tap on this one. It goes into your game launcher, but once you're in the launcher, before you launch a game, you can tap on LG Gamepad. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you a little gamepad at the bottom that you can also customize. So let me just put it like this. Let me just lift this up a little bit. So now we have an actual gamepad. You know, I can use this to move things around. So if I were to launch any game, Let's tap on OK. The game launches and I can play the game using the LG gamepad as long as that particular game is available to be used with regular Bluetooth controllers. All right, so that's just fantastic. If you are a gamer, you have this ability that I just showed you guys. When you're done with the gamepad, you can tap on X, you can exit the gamepad, and of course you can continue playing the game if you want, or you just exit back in business. All right, so that's just great. And of course there's much more going on over here. Now I'll show you when you first activate the dual screen, you can tap on this button here, and that gives you all the dual screen options that you can modify. For example, you can set a timeout for the secondary display. You can also show the dual screen tool, which is this thing right here. When I tap on this, it just disappeared, as you can see. When I tap it again, it comes right back. That's the dual screen tool. And this is, of course, to use the dual screen. And one thing I'm going to show you very important is if I scroll down and if I go into the wide view right over here, you'll notice that the wide view will only work with these applications. So you can work with YouTube, Photos, Maps, Google, Gmail, and Chrome. For example, if I launch the Gmail application and if I tap on this button, and if I tap on wide view, now the Gmail application is in the wide view, all right? And of course, I can flip the phone over and I can have it in this orientation as well. Let's see. So I can have it like this as well. This is a little bit better than the split screen. So I can use it as just like this as well. So you can rotate. Make sure the rotation orientation is actually turned on. So you do have to go in here. You have to pull your control panel down. When you do pull it down, you'll see them both separated, as you can see. And you do want to make sure that the rotation here is enabled. So when you flip the phone over, the entire both screens rotate with you. So that's that. Let me just tap on this one. So it got disabled when you go home, it gets disabled. But again, these are all the applications that you can use with the dual screen. Now with YouTube application, I'm going to show you what it looks like when I do a landscape orientation. So let's go to the YouTube application again. Let's play this video. Let me tap on this one. Let me do wide view and let me see what happens when I go. That's it. So I can scroll down, but some of the video is coming down right over here. Okay, but that's the way it's going to look when you do wide view with landscape orientation. All right, let's move on and talk about some of the other features. So let's bring this back. There we go. Close everything. Okay, and I'll tell you the operation is pretty simple. There's nothing too advanced here. If you know what you're doing, it's very easy to get a handle of this. There's no lag, there's no stutter. Everything works seamlessly when it comes to all the basics. Now one more thing I'm going to show you guys, when you're using the dual screen, if you press and hold on the screen, it's going to bring up the settings. You can go into the wallpapers. You can pick any wallpaper that you want. All right, so if I pick this one right over here, if I tap on set wallpaper, I'm going to tap on apply and see what happens. The wallpaper applies to everything as you just saw. One more very important thing with the dual screen is when I turn this off right here, you also get a smaller screen here that gives the time, the date, notifications, and your battery. This here is not the screen, and I wish it wasn't as shiny because then you have to come here and to wipe it every 5 seconds. The only area that is screen is the top right over here. When I press the power button, you'll see that's the only area that the screen resides in. You have full access to the power button here, and of course you have full access to the volume up, volume down, and the dedicated Google Assistant key right here that you can use anytime if you want. Okay, so the keys are fully accessible from the side right over here, just so you guys know. And of course opening this is very easy. You know, the fingerprint sensor comes right up. You log in, boom, you're back in business. Now you can access the settings for the dual screen right over here, okay? But you can also, what you can do is you can go to the settings right over here, and you can go to display, and you can also go to the dual screen settings right from here. Now, as you saw, when I accessed this screen, this one disappeared. It just intelligently knows you don't need it at both screens. So if I tap this one, that's going to disappear, going to go back to the display. So that's fine. And other options we have here, as you can see, we have the app drawer icon, we have the wallpaper. That's for the actual home screen, which is this home screen right here. And then we have the app drawer right there. if I were to go over here and cancel this, the app drawer is going to disappear, but I can go back and enable it, which is I think useful, so you can access all your apps. You can search from this here as well, so that's great. Alright, so that was a deeper look at the LG V60 ThinQ with the LG Dual screen accessory, which comes in a box just like this. And of course, when you buy the phone, it comes in a larger box, but you do have to buy the LG Dual screen separately to get that secondary screen if you need it. And one more thing I forgot to tell you, when the screen is shut like this, if somebody calls you, you can accept the call from this screen and you can talk to the people. You still have an earpiece right here and a microphone at the bottom, so you can talk with the phone just like this, no problem. You don't have to open the phone to take a phone call, which kind of makes it convenient, all right? So again, easy to use, nothing fancy. I like what's going on over here. So if you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down below and let me know. And for now, guys, have a fantastic day, all right?